Welcome to the Filmanalysis, today with Starship Troopers by Paul Verhoeven. Hardly any film is as controversial as this science fiction war film from 1997. Germany even banned it. The censors believed the film propagates a fascist worldview. We accompany a young woman and a young man as they embark on the great adventure of war. At the same time, they want to protect humanity from evil alien insects. The symbolism behind it, a completely dehumanized enemy, just an insect, may be eliminated. The society depicted is interested in military drill only. Military service grants citizenship, otherwise one remains a civilian without voting rights. Paul Verhoeven creates a complex genre hybrid. Everything in the film seems familiar. Attractive school dropouts, falling in love, father-son conflict, an adventure in space, alien attacks, drill and fun in military training, nationalist war propaganda of the toughest kind, sadistic training methods, typical Disney film music. In addition, we witness sexualized bodies, glossy images, as well as video game aesthetics. Identifying with characters proves to be quite the task, as they quickly turn out to be absolute idiots. We relate to the scenes, but from a different context. We see clearly what we are supposed to feel and sense, as Hollywood has standardized our feelings for decades. Verhoeven confuses our feelings, staging war as great fun and a career opportunity. Familiar themes appear in a different context. The high school scene, for example, completely alienates. Verhoeven permanently irritates our habits of reception and viewing. We can no longer trust the familiar. Can a mainstream film be critical? Some films challenge war, but always address a certain audience right away, being in the know already and only seeking self-confirmation. Verhoeven, however, lures the audience onto a false track, just as Spring Breakers by Harmony Korine did. Verhoeven breaks one's expectations. The trailer suggests a spectacular space adventure film featuring teen stars. However, Starship Troopers illustrates the world consisting of nothing but a mixture of fascism and consumer society. At the same time, the film is always aware of it, representing the ideal propaganda medium, a biting critique of mainstream film through its very own means. Everything appeals to a mainstream film, but something seems odd. German censorship, supposedly acting in the name of democracy, fails to understand. The German version censors the distinction between citizens and civilians, which is crucial, however, as only veterans hold the citizen status, right to vote, and so on. The censorship becomes even crazier in the scene at the beginning, where the teacher in military training explains to his students, "This year we explored the failure of democracy, how the social scientists brought our world to the brink of chaos. We talked about the veterans, how they took control and created the stability that has now lasted for generations," the original version states. In the German translation, the teacher's explanation is missing completely. Instead, he speaks in empty phrases, as censorship doesn't tolerate this criticism of democracy. If we switch on German subtitles in the English version, we are caught by surprise. While hearing one thing, something completely different is translated for us. An unparalleled sound text gap, a political abyss. Not allowing any criticism speaks volumes for democracy. The French philosopher Alain Badiou is right, democracy is our fetish, especially when one tries to restrict it in order to protect it. Do anti-war films exist? Every anti-war film features stimulating and propagandistic aspects. When I watched Jarhead by Sam Mendes, I had quite the experience. The piece proved to be an anti-war film, but the audience in the cinema didn't understand that at all. Viewers were celebrating war battles and everyone was cheering as the soldiers became more and more barbaric. How the audience grasps a work of fiction continues to remain mysterious, as Paul Verhoeven knows. But how does he still manage a form of criticism, making us recoil? First, he renders identification with the characters impossible. Pathetically, bad actors contribute to the cause. Caspar Van Dien and Denise Richards, the latter resembling Mickey Mouse, play atrociously, denying the plot any seriousness. The actors state, "I'll miss you, I love you, I'm always thinking of you," leaving us laughing. The alienation succeeds brilliantly. The aesthetics is one of purity, but also of vulgar beauty. Rarely have cosmetics and war merged so closely. Verhoeven does not imitate a Leni Riefenstahl aesthetic, as some critics have noted, but adopts the aesthetics of consumer society. Images that just advertised the elimination of skin blemishes now advertise the elimination of the enemy. Think of the TikToks about the war in Ukraine. Soldiers and propagandists from both sides are producing influencer content, but their products are weapons, not lipsticks or energy drinks. In the film, women and men are completely equal. Both may move up ranks in the military. The emancipation succeeds in a strange way. Verhoeven stages both the male and female body hypersexually, rendering it charmless. There's no eroticism left. This anticipates the pictures and videos we know now from Instagram or TikTok. It is like the German philosophers Max Horkheimer and Theodor W. Adorno wrote in the Dialectic of Enlightenment. The cultural industry is pornographic and prudish at the same time. The film underlines everybody is a battlefield. Before the film depicts an ethnic cleansing, we witness the cleansing of bodies in a unisex group shower. Verhoeven renders the hygiene discourse ad absurdum. Indeed, he mirrors the mainstream, and it is the mainstream audience's own inadequacy and thoughtlessness. To what extent is Starship Troopers a politically critical film? It is not a moral lesson in the sense of Friedrich Schiller, who postulated that the theater should be a moral academy. The film plays with fire too readily for that. However, the usual accusation suggesting Verhoeven's films to be too cynical and contemptuous of humanity does not apply at all. Verhoeven unmasks the cynicism and contempt for humanity in our society. Commercials for the German army or the US military feature a similar aesthetic. Attractive men and women looking adventurously into the future. One even advertises a family-friendly military. These ads are shaped by cynicism and mock the soldiers even. Verhoeven adopts the advertising industry's visual language and makes use of colorful images to confront us with the bloody truth. War means killing people, rendering the offered daycare seats useless to them. Verhoeven refuses the easy way and challenges us. He could serve the usual anti-war rhetoric with films like All Quiet on the Western Front arousing pity in us. We immediately knew how to relate to it. But Verhoeven remains true to the language of consumer society. Ads of the German army asking whether you are more the beach or the mountain type, so if you want to be part of the navy or if you want to be a mountain soldier, serve the same purpose as the aforementioned false subtitles. It truly means, in the future, would you rather defend Germany in the Hindu Kush in Afghanistan or on the high seas? Verhoeven beats this perfidious war rhetoric at its own game. He sticks to truthfulness rather than the alleged cynicism. Verhoeven establishes a plot without refraction and purification, without insights for the characters. The plot's graphic character renders us watching instead of seeing. It would be nice if you would like to support the Filmanalysis financially. You can do so via my bank account or PayPal. Also, you can find me on Patreon. Thank you very much.